Toblerone has had to remove the image of the Matterhorn mountain for strict rules in Switzerland.
Being affiliated with Switzerland brings them great benefit.
Are you ready to have your perspective flipped? Our world is full of hidden surprises, and once you see them, there's no turning back. From logos to everyday pets, nothing is as it appears. Today, your perception may well be shifted by these mind-bending images, and they'll leave you questioning the reality of the world around you and lead you to believe that nothing is as it seems. Join us as we have a look at 50 images which, once you see them, you can't unsee. Number 1. The Sinking Ship. We know many inspirational stories for various logos and designs, but this particular logo piqued our interest, and we have a theory. If you look closely at the Adidas logo, the 3 stripes look like the top of a sinking ship. Perhaps the logo's designer had just finished watching Titanic when they had got inspired and then designed it. Number 2. Orchids or hummingbirds. You've probably seen moth orchids. You may have even seen one growing in your garden. But have you ever zoomed in on an image of that flower before? Well, there you have it. If you were wondering what bird the image on your screen is, well, that's a moth orchid flower and not a hummingbird. You'd never look at these flowers the same way again. Number 3. Anteater's legs. How many pandas can you spot in this picture? 2, 3, 4? Well, if you said 2, you were wrong. If you chose 3, you were wrong. And even if you chose 4, you also got it wrong. Because there are no pandas in this picture. The picture shows the legs of a giant anteater, and for those of you who have never seen one before, you should schedule a visit to the zoo. Number 4. Naked men on trees. The Orchis italica is also known as the naked men. They appear to be a bunch of incredibly attractive fluffy flowers from a distance, but upon closer inspection, they reveal a nude man. It's quite funny and may well spark conversations in your garden. Number 5. Apple looks like owl. Have you seen an apple that looks like an owl? It's something that you'll see only sometimes. This apple has a funny shape and it really does resemble an owl's face. It's like nature wanted to make our snacks more interesting. We couldn't help but be amazed and curious when we saw this unusual apple. So the next time you have one, cut it in half because you may find something unexpected in your fruit bowl. Number 6. Wolverine or 2 Batmen. Now you all know Wolverine, but let me do a quick introduction for those of you who did not grow up reading comics. Wolverine is a member of the X-Men, and he pops out blades from his knuckles to fight. And for those of you who grew up reading DC Comics, how many of you have noticed how much the Wolverine mask looks like 2 Batmen facing each other? You've never seen it before, but you'll never look at it the same way again. Number 7. Strange Same Faces. This relatively ordinary picture hides a terrifying secret. You may not notice it at first, but pay closer attention to the people who are following the female. You'll come to the unsettling realization that they all have the same face. Originally published on Imgur in 2017, this perplexing image has gained widespread attention and received about 1 million views. You can't unsee the twins since they're hiding in plain sight. Images that once seen are impossible to forget. Number 8. Stickman with a huge head. Now, we've all enjoyed some Kentucky Fried Chicken in our lifetime, and perhaps you're even eating it right now. But let's set the crispy chicken aside for a moment to look at something else, that being the logo. The image of Colonel Harlan Sanders is more popular than some people's favorite stars, but something is hidden within that image. If you look closely at his tie and then look upward slowly, do you see it? It looks like a stickman with a very massive head. Number 9. Dog masks. Now, to the dog lovers, this picture has little to do with dogs, but more to do with ducks. Everyone has seen ducks before, but who's noticed that their nose looks like a dog mask? That's right, make the comparison and you'll see that it's true. And now you can't see the duck nose the same way ever again. Number 10. Collar Mom. They say that art is expressive and can be expressed in different ways. Whoever tied this girl's collar took those words to heart, because how could she make the collar that beautiful while still forming the words mom? Hopefully her mom was the one who weaved that beautiful work of art that hides in plain sight. Number 11. E.T. Cinnamon Rolls. Sometimes even everyday food can surprise us. This guy found a cinnamon roll resembling E.T., the friendly alien from the famous movie. It's quite odd, with a similar face and almost out-of-this-world feeling, and if you still have doubts, check it out side by side with the real E.T. The next time you get some cinnamon rolls, you will be sure that they're not carrying an alien face. Number 12. iPhone 11 Pro. Apple is known for churning out new iPhones at warp speed, and the iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max were no different. What set these models apart was their impressive rear-facing camera. The design of these phones sparked some amusing comparisons: a fidget spinner, a bowling ball, and even a coconut. But once you've seen the images, you'll never look at the iPhone 11 Pro's camera the same way again. They oddly resemble an electric stovetop. Who needs an inexpensive stove when you have a $1,000 miniature version in your pocket? Number 13. Donkey Kong. The animated characters from childhood hold a special place in our hearts, but be prepared to see Mario Kart's Donkey Kong in a new light. While he was a formidable force in the game, the revelation of his mouth, resembling a giant pistachio nut, will change your perspective. And if that's not surprising enough, just wait until you see the bald version of Donkey Kong. Your eyes won't believe what they're witnessing. Number 14. Fred Jones Jumpsuit. Another dive into the world of cartoon characters with a fresh perspective on Fred Jones from Scooby-Doo. If you look closely at his iconic outfit, something peculiar comes to light. The collar from his sweater is the same shade as his pants. This quirky detail makes you wonder if he's hiding a sleeveless 80s jumpsuit underneath. Number 15. The Toyota logo. Now, we all know and recognize those iconic logos of big brands, but sometimes they hold secrets that we never notice. Let's take the Toyota logo, for instance. Upon first glance, it's just a capital T, but in fact, the logo's pretty smart. Depending on which part that you focus on, it spells out the entire name of Toyota. It's like a logo with a built-in magic trick, and there's more to it. Some people see it as a steering wheel, while others even spot the eye of a needle. And that's because Toyota's original parent company was into sewing machines. Who could have thought that a logo could hide so much? Number 16. Female Pixar. Pixar animations have given us some of the most cherished characters in movie history, but have you ever noticed something strange about the female characters? Many of them share a rather unusual resemblance. They've all been crafted from the same mold. Whether it's a loving mother or an adventurous character, they all have identical features, rounded faces and button noses. Pixar's little secret is now out in the open. Number 17. Popeye. Popeye the Sailor Man, known for his love of spinach and muscular arms, was famous for his ever-present pipe. But have you ever wondered how that pipe stayed in place, even during meals? The answer is quite surprising, as it's a revelation that may make you see this beloved character in a brand new light. Popeye might have had two mouths or a special hole just for the pipe. Number 18. Chin Frog. We all remember the image of former President Donald Trump with his unique hairstyle and special lift shoes, but there's another presidential peculiarity that you can't unsee. It's the chin frog. Texas artist Michael Mitchell noticed the resemblance of Trump's mouth to a cartoon frog in 2017, and the internet went wild with memes. Some would even take it a step further, creating this jaw-dropping transformation. We've isolated the chin frog to clear any doubts about the uncanny similarity, and once you see it, you won't be able to unsee the amusing transformation. Number 19. Demon-Looking Girl. At first, you may think that you've stumbled upon a real-life demonic possession that's been caught on camera, but don't worry, it's all about makeup. That striking silver eyeshadow may not have been the best choice for a night out, unless that goal was to channel your inner Carrie at prom. Those soulless white eyes sure complete the eerie look. Regardless, it's safe to say that there were some serious discussions with the friend who decided to share this on Instagram. Makeup enthusiasts, you do you, but be prepared for some double takes. Number 20. Diglett. Pokemon fans, prepare for a revelation regarding Diglett, the recognizable mole-like creature. Diglett's lovely pink button nose is something you've certainly seen countless times. The twist is that it might truly be a mouth behind that bright pink nose. Yes, that gleaming white speck may only be one tooth. You can't unsee this debate, It's been a source of consternation on the internet for many years, and your opinion of Diglett may be altered for good. You'll never see the little guy's shocked face the same way again. Number 21. Scared peppers. Now let's be honest, we've all been there, scared and afraid, but never would I have thought that even Pepper would be scared. Imagine cutting your pepper balls open and you have a scared face staring back at you. That even sounds scary within itself. So we have a scared pepper and a scared cook, and everyone's scared and everything's scary. My advice, don't cut open your pepper in the middle. Number 22. Logo reading. Now we all recognize the iconic Chicago Bulls logo, but did you know something is intriguingly hidden in plain sight? Flip the logo upside down, and suddenly it transforms into a robot engrossed in a good book. Who would have thought the Bulls logo had such a delightful secret? Number 23. Hidden Batman. Batman is known for lurking in the shadows, but what if I told you that the Dark Knight's emblem was hiding in plain sight right on a dog's forehead? That's right, a clever observer noticed the unmistakable Batman symbol right there. It's like having your very own caped crusader right at home. The next time you see a pup with a curious mark on its forehead, you may find a hidden hero within your midst. Number 24. Teddy bear feet. Have you ever looked at a dog's feet and thought that they're oddly cute, resembling perhaps a teddy bear's paws? Well, you're not alone. Some dogs have these adorably round and fluffy feet that make you want to snuggle them like a teddy bear. And once you see it, it can't be unseen. Mother Nature chose to give these fortunate dogs an extra dose of cuteness, the kind of revelation that will change how you perceive dogs forever. Number 25. Aliens Among Us. Life is all about perspective, so when you change the perspective you see things from, you might have some very strange discoveries like dog noses looking like the face of an angry alien. It's an unusual idea that you can't forget once you notice. These cute dog noses can strangely look like the frowns of creatures from outer space. Number 26. Cereal looks like rabbit poop. If you love cereal, you should skip this particular one because you may never see your breakfast the same way again after noticing this unusual connection. But since you're still here, let's get to it. Nesquik cereal looks like rabbit droppings. Those little cocoa-flavored nuggets could easily be mistaken for something you'd find in the wild. Whether it's the shape or the color, the resemblance is uncanny. It's like you're munching on cereal one moment and exploring the great outdoors the next. So the next time you pour yourself a bowl of Nesquik, you'll think about fluffy bunnies and their not-so-appetizing bathroom habits. Number 27. White bird orchid. Imagine walking through a garden and suddenly seeing what looks to be a pure white bird taking off. This special bird is called the white bird orchid. People who love plants and those who are simply curious are fascinated by this extraordinary flower. It's like a work of art in the world of flowers. And when this orchid is in full bloom, its petals create the illusion of a beautiful bird soaring. Number 28. Arrow dogs. Now we usually see dogs at eye level, but this new view shows us a different side of them. Imagine looking at dogs from above, like a bird in the sky. You may notice something surprising. When they stand in a group, they look like arrows pointing in one direction. It's funny to see, and once you've seen it, you can't forget it. Like said before, perspective changes everything. Number 29. Upside cat. Have you ever flipped a cat's face upside down? I'm not talking about some weird cat acrobatics. It's a funny optical illusion, an upside-down cat's face strangely resembling an angry bunny. The grumpy expression that you often see on your kitty becomes a bunny's face when you turn it around. The next time that your cat is lounging on its back, give it a playful flip and watch the bunny face emerge. Number 3. Johnny Bravo. Looking closer at the Mockingjay sign from the Hunger Games, it's not only a bird in flight. Some say it strikingly resembles none other than Johnny Bravo, the cartoon heartthrob, but with a twist. Instead of his trademark hair, Johnny's now holding an arrow, ready to take on the Capitol. It's like two worlds colliding, leaving you with a fresh perspective on a familiar symbol. Number 31. Brazil World Cup logo. The FIFA World Cup is all about glory, goals, and face palms. That's right, because you can't unsee it once you've seen it. The Brazil World Cup logo, designed for the 2014 tournament, has an amusing secret. Upon first glance, it's a fun swirl of green and yellow, but if you tilt your head a bit, you'll see something extraordinary. That's because within moments, you see that the logo actually forms a classic facepalm gesture. Number 32. Tostitos. You're in for a tasty treat when you grab a bag of Tostito chips and some dip, but upon closer inspection, you'll see something cool. The lowercase t's flanking the I in Tostito don't only serve as letters, they're also two friends who are enjoying a chip with a dip bowl. It's probably a hidden message that says, share a snack with a friend. So the next time you munch on these chips, you'll see that it's not only about the taste, it's also about togetherness. Number 33. Ruby Monster. When you see this border, you may not spot it immediately, but a little secret is hidden there, a ruby monster that's silently mocking you. The graceful design may seem innocent, but now it's a mischievous monster playing a game. The next time you see someone wearing this, you can share a sly, knowing smile, knowing that you've uncovered the ruby monster's clever disguise. Number 34. Toblerone Symbol. You probably know the name Toblerone for its delicious triangular chocolate, but have you ever noticed the hidden bear within the logo? Hidden right in the mountain shape, the bear symbolizes the town of Bern in Switzerland, where Toblerone was first created. This tiny detail adds a layer of intrigue to an already iconic chocolate. Number 35. Camouflaged Dalmatian. Imagine trying to spot a Dalmatian in a sea of black spots on a white background. It's like a game of hide and seek, and you won't believe your eyes. The dog's shape blends seamlessly with the background, making it incredibly hard to distinguish. Its spots perfectly mimic the surrounding pattern, leaving you puzzled, and it's a true masterpiece of natural camouflage that once you see, you'll wonder how you missed it before. Number 36. Rabbit or Duck. This classic optical illusion is like a visual puzzle that tricks your mind. Take a look and you may see a duck at first, but then it quickly transforms into a rabbit. The fascinating part is how your brain can switch back and forth between the two animals. It becomes a real brain teaser, and many people initially spot the duck, but the rabbit waits to be noticed. Once you've seen it, you may not be able to see the duck again. Number 37. Man or Girl. Now this one may be head-spinning. Upon first glance, this looks like a man's head with some fancy hairstyle, but when we look a little more keenly, we see a lovely back view of a lady with very long hair. It's the same picture and two different people. Number 38. Wife or mother-in-law. Upon first glance, many people see the image of a young woman. However, some would perceive an older lady, while others can see both of them simultaneously. Strangely, it's challenging to switch the other once you've seen one. I, for one, could not make my mind up in seeing the older woman, even though others could. Number 39. Face of Vase. For many, it would seem like a vase of flowers or even an outdoor bird bath, but when you look again, you can see two faces looking at each other in this image. We've seen both, but which ones do you see? Number 40. The FedEx logo. Now, you've seen the FedEx logo, right? That's a company that everyone knows, but have you ever noticed something special hidden inside? Right there between the E and the X is an arrow. The arrow signifies speed and precision, precisely what FedEx is all about. Number 41. Super Mario Cloud. Super Mario was really an iconic video game character that we all know and love, but did you know that the original Super Mario Bros. Game for the NES, the fluffy clouds are actually the same graphic as the bushes? The only difference would be the color. It's like a clever game design trick, recycle and repurpose to create a delightful world. And once you notice it, you can't help but admire the clever simplicity behind the scenes of this classic game. Number 42. The Vans logo. Have you ever really looked at the Vans logo? I mean, really look at it? Some would say it resembles the square root symbol. It's fascinating how a simple V can have such a hidden depth. It's like the V is trying to solve for the square root of the answer. And who knows, maybe the designer of the Vans logo is a math geek. Number 43. 7-Eleven logo. We've all seen the convenience symbolizing 7-Eleven logo. However, have you ever seen that cunning lowercase n? It sticks out amidst its uppercase friends like a sore thumb. In a room full of conformists, it's like that one rebel. Once you see this subtle aspect of the logo, it's one of the things that you can't unsee. Why is the N lowercase? In this great wide world, the lesson is to stand out, be special, and always be a little bit different. Number 44. Chicago Bears. You've probably noticed the recognizable Chicago Bears C emblem on their helmets, shirts, and merchandise. However, have you ever noticed its minor flaw? The letter C is unusual because it has a peculiarity. The C is wonderfully asymmetrical since the bottom protrudes further than the top. It's comparable to discovering that one shaky chair in an expensive restaurant. Number 45. Smiley Tail. You've seen fighter jets in films, air shows, and the sky, but have you ever noticed the charming smile on the tail of an F-4 Phantom? That smiley face is the ultimate surprise. Just imagine the pilot soaring through the skies with a smile on their tail. If a plane could smile, why should you not? Number 46. Mystifying pair of legs. Have you ever seen a pair of legs that left you scratching your head? Upon first glance, these legs may seem that they're wearing plastic pants, which sounds odd, but upon closer inspection, you'll realize it's all about the paint. Number 47. Tom Cruise middle tooth. Have you ever seen any of the Mission Impossible franchise? If you have, then you definitely know who Tom Cruise is, but behind those mind-blowing stunts and actions, there's a small detail that you've never noticed. Tom Cruise's middle tooth. The next time you're engrossed in a Tom Cruise movie, you should look out for it. Number 48. Same scene, different movie. Did you know that Disney and other filmmakers often do this to cut costs and save time? Intriguingly, those memorable scenes you love could be recycled from other movies. Prepare to have your cinematic world turned upside down as we unveil the hidden truths of movie magic. It's a secret that Hollywood doesn't want you to know, but we've got all the juicy details. Number 49. Trees working out. You won't believe your eyes when you see the trees that look like they've been hitting the gym harder than the Hulk himself. It's seriously strange because trees are not supposed to flex like this. This picture leaves everyone wondering if Mother Nature decided it's time for her creations to get swole. The trees aren't only growing leaves, they're growing biceps. Muscle emoji. Texting would simply not be the same if we couldn't express ourselves through emojis. But even those emojis could have something smartly hidden within them, like this muscle emoji. Upon closer inspection, that little clenched hand that we all know transforms into a sloth's head. And now you've seen it all. The hidden images, the subtle symbols, and the strange illusions. We can all agree that things are not always as they seem. But what are those things that once you see, you can't unsee? Share them with us in the comment section down below. Be sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next time.